Another day at the boat. I've not recorded much this week, to be honest. I've been naughty. But anyway, so I've been repiping the calorifier because there was no safety valves or, well, anything before. So what I've installed is a pressure reducing valve. Well, there's an isolation valve there, a pressure reducing valve and a safety valve. And all this is on the incoming cold. So the pump is 3 bar and this pressure reducing valve reduces it down to 2.5. It's also got a gauge on it so I can see that it's right as well. The safety valve is just in case anything happens with the cold or it needs to expand into the cold. Another thing we needed to fit onto the system, which was never on here before, is an expansion tank. So this is an 8 litre expansion tank. And again, this is on the cold, which is at the bottom there. The only thing I need to connect is the cold for this calorifier tank, where it's half full. It's going to pour out everywhere, so I need a container just to catch it. The other thing I've done then is with the hot water pipe. Before it was in plastic coming from the expansion, the calorifier. It was in plastic, Hep 2O. And I've been advised that you need around 1 metre of copper for when it comes out of the tank. So that's exactly what I've done. I've created a copper length there and measured it. It should be around 1 metre. And then the safety valve, this is only set at 3 bar, which is why I've reduced the pressure on the cold to 2.5 bars, because this would be kicking in and out all the time. So the safety valve can come out if there's any problem with pressure and hot water, and that can go straight then down into the waste that goes outside. But also with that, there's a safety valve, like I said earlier, on the cold, and if there's any problems that can come up and over and down and into the same waste that goes outside. Now the reason why I can do it in plastic piping is because it's cold water going into there, and the hot water wouldn't hopefully push up, it would go down to the outside as far as gravity goes. It should fall downwards. Fingers crossed. Well, I'm hoping in the first instance that it just doesn't even ever go off in the first place, but there we go. So I've been installing this pipe work today. That's about it really. John's been measuring up in the bedroom. So what I should have done was create one of these levels that is put together. There we go, look at that. So it's a flat 90 angle, which he's been using for his wardrobes that he's going to make for us. Yeah, that's cool. We've changed the formation of the bedroom, which I don't know whether I've mentioned this, but the bed is going across this way now. So there's going to be an extendable bed. I think it'll go from 4 foot to 6 foot, and it will attach onto the gunnel just there. There'll be storage underneath it. There'll be furniture boards all the way around, so it'll be all the same colour as the wardrobes, and we're also going to have some steps installed there as well. Charles been sanding stuff down and done a good job. That's all ready for painting. I really need to clean that up. It's a right state. Oh dear. Right, so the whole boat's a state, to be honest. Let's start from the bedroom. So we've had a couple of days on it, but we've not really done much because a lot of it was spending time scribing that. It was an absolute pain, to be honest, but we got there. We managed to scribe it in. It's a bit of a filling that we need to do on the top, but marked where all the live cables are with tape. So yeah, the wardrobe has started to form. So we'll have two double doors. Sorry, we'll have double doors here. 300 or just under 300 each, and then some on that one as well that'll open up just past the step. So made a start on that at least. There's nothing else really in here to report. I've cleaned up in here ish, but it'd be good in here now for shelter, sand down that wall so we can start getting this ready to paint and getting it all looking somewhat like. I'll turn that off. Oh, I missed something. Let's go backwards. I've put some cork roll on about. I forgot about that. So it's got some thermal properties apparently, and it was too difficult on my own to go all the way across. So I've done vertical hanging, just how you'd hang wallpaper really, and that's gone on okay. You use a lot of spray though. I didn't buy the adhesive that it advises you to on the B&Q website. What I bought was, let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Contact spray adhesive. Now the spray that was recommended on the B&Q website is not supposed to go on porous items, and this one is about £3.50 cheaper, and it also works on paper and cork, so that's why I went for this one. If anybody's going to do the same thing, yeah, that's what I've gone for personally, but it's down to you. The other things that I've done, I'll turn that light off. The other things I've done, do you know what? Doing this job, I wouldn't have cared if I hadn't have done anything else on the boat today, but I've managed to do this. So I've got some 10mm flexible conduit through the back of here down to where the end of the galley is going to be, and I can put that conduit then just through that gunnel part and just at the back of the partition, because it's going to feed the pump for the stove. One more thing I did today was I've cut some ducting and I've put the connectors on ready for the fan to go up. The only thing I need to do is just here, let me turn on the light. There we go. Just here, I'm going to put some mesh to stop the creepy crawlies coming through. And then once I've put that mesh on, I will then put the fan up, which should push up against that mesh then. I've had to screw it on, drilled some little pilot holes, but screwed it on. The fan still spins, so that's fine. These are alright, these fans. A bit expensive for what they are. It is literally a computer fan. But there we go. It's DC, 12 volts. Put it in the old galley. It's also got two covers. There's a white and a chromey coloured one, which I think we'll go for that because the light switches and sockets and stuff are chrome. So yeah, we'll go for that. Oh, I changed that two-way switch for a double. So that switch now will operate where the fan's going. So I can have it on a switch. That's the only other thing I've done. Pretty much wrapped up for today. Yeah, ta-ra for a bit.
Paint it or make sure you've put what's down at the bottom. Or should we just cork all of it?
Don't know.
I've put some wood filler in that bit there.
Oh yeah, cool.
So much just got me.
As you can see, folks, we've got wardrobes It's freezing today, isn't it, Shell?
Absolutely, absolutely. Freezing.
Freezing. But there we go. So he's got some more of the wardrobes done. Not done anything with the shower room yet, but the toilet, we've got the next lighting ready, and this is all filled and ready for sanding down. So Shell's going to that next time she's here. When I'm back, I've got the cabling just in with the conduit there, and I just need to put that piece of timber across for the boxing, and then put the L-shaped timber in to seal it up, and then that should be all sorted as well. What I'll probably do is tee off the pipes here at the back of the sink and come round and put the radiator on this wall. I'm not going to put it on the outside wall for less condensation. What are we doing in here? Oh, I've cut a stove shaped circle out. That's how big the stove's going to be, and I've marked out roughly the line of where the chimney is. So that's that. What I was told as well by Lockgate Stoves who are installing it is that I need 3 foot of copper that way and 3 foot of copper that way. So altogether you have to have 6 foot of copper coming out the back of the stove going to the piping, and because the piping is going in both directions, it's going left to do the radiators and right to do the calorifier. I'm putting the stove pretty much in the middle, and yeah, running it 3 foot either way. I've also done that with the hot and cold pipes, so they're at least fireproof. There's nothing combustible in that area. But what's going to happen is we're going to get a steel plate made, and the stove is going to fit on that. As long as you've got over 150mm, you don't need any fire shielding or fire cemented boards to protect your furniture or protect combustible material. So as long as you fall within that, you're fine. I started to put my cable in as well, the electrical supply, which is just here. I've put some tie wraps in ready to put all the conduit in. I just need to get it across to the fuse board, but piping's coming on. I think that's about it. Oh, Shell's been filling holes in. That was Shell's attempt down there, which is a lot neater than mine. Mine's a bit bumpy. You're quite proud of that moment, aren't you, Shell?
I
am. Yeah, so there we go. All done for today. You happy, Shell?
Yeah. It's just cold.
Draw for a bit. Today, I'm putting in the panel for the fuse board. So I've more or less fixed that in. The hinges are there. I've fitted a buzz bar. I'm a bit disappointed that it's not got a cover. I thought it would have a cover, to be honest, so I might order a new one. Who knows? I don't know, or just make an enclosure for it or something. I don't know. Here's all my negatives. They look all clean, but they were, when I unravelled all of the tape, they were attached to that bolt down there. It's come off. I ain't gonna bother fetching it now for the video. And then this was wrapped round the bolt as well, making 3 other negatives. I don't even know what that tape is there, but that's what I've come across so far. But I'm gonna put this negative onto this. Could do with a different lug, to be honest. But for now, I'll get it on there so it's on. And then I'll start attaching all the other negatives on then. I'm hoping to get the fuse board changed as well for the new one, which I've got over there. Oh, it's freezing today. Yeah. So, there we go. That's what I'm going to do for now. Ta-ra for a bit. Well, that looks like progress, doesn't it? Everything on the floor. No, it really does look like progress. So, the negative I've put onto the buzz bar. What I've realised is I haven't got the lugs big enough for the negative buzz bar. I think I've got them at home. So, I've started putting the fuse board together. I've put the lives in. So basically how it's wired is you've got the cable coming in and it's split off into smaller cables, which is fine, it's okay to do. Apart from this one that was stapled up against the wall. A right kink in it, look at that. So I'll probably replace that at some point and get a buzz bar or something. But anyway, so you've got a live coming in. There's 4 then branching off that, going in 2s. So 2 goes onto one side of the board and 2 goes onto the other. And then they loop onto all the other lives then for the circuit breakers. There's a negative and a positive from the battery. So they also come in. So the negative goes onto the volt reader, and then the live also comes in on there. So you can see start, which will bring up the voltage, and domestic. Yeah, so that's pretty much the wiring of the board. Nice and simple. When you look at it initially, you think, flipping heck, there's just wires everywhere. But it's not that bad. So the one thing I've got to do really is just neaten things up. I'm not going to do that now. I just want to get the fuse board on initially and get some circuits wired in, because here's all the circuits that I've been putting in, and all the stuff on the floor is all the old stuff that I've took out. So yeah, we're making progress. The live, I'm just going to take that apart at the moment because it's crossing along the 240 volt, and I want to keep it separate of that for when I tidy it all up. I'm going to try and stick it all in trunking and keep it separated. So that's where we're at for now. But yeah, it's there. We've got a 16-way board. We've got a 240 volt electric system as well, or 230 as it says. And then I can stick my radio in. Hopefully, I haven't tried that, but yeah, cool. Progress. Oh, we got music, we got tunes. Yeah, all the speakers are working. Woo!